Hey, it's Whitney from EcoVeganGal.com and welcome to another Eco Vegan Gal Uncensored. This video is about being politically correct. I think that is the right way to phrase what I'm about to talk about in this video. I'm feeling a little, well, I'm not quite as frustrated as I was earlier. You know how it is with frustration. It usually passes, which is such a relief, and an important thing to remember is the things that frustrate us probably won't frustrate us for very long, hopefully. And if they continue to frustrate us, then there's probably a problem. But if they stop frustrating us, then it's something that we should just let roll off our back. But I really would love to get your opinion on this. I love hearing from you, and you always have such great advice, all of you who watch these videos, so thank you. What I would like to talk about here is it's so hard to phrase exactly. I'll just start talking about it. So what was frustrating me earlier was I had posted something, and this is an ongoing issue, but what triggered this concept for this video today was I had posted a video yesterday, and for those of you who follow me on Facebook, you may have seen this, about women's beauty. It was a Dove campaign. You've probably seen this, or if you haven't, you may know that Dove does a lot of beauty videos talking about body image. And honestly, I have not used Dove in, I can't even remember when, and I don't even pay attention to anything that they do. However, this body image campaign that they've been doing for years has really caught my eye, and I've thought that it's been really amazing. My feelings on this really have nothing to do with the company Dove. I just love these videos, and it's a very smart marketing campaign. I'll give it that. Well, they came out with a new video sometime recently, maybe the past week, and I think it's brilliant. It's what they do is they have women sit down, and well, you'll have to see the video. Maybe I'll link it below, but it basically it's a way to show women that they're much more beautiful than they realize. And the video talks nothing about Dove. All it does is have a little branding for Dove at the end of the video. Well, of course, I watched this video. I don't even know if I knew that Dove was behind this campaign when I saw it, and I was so inspired. I really wanted to share it with the Eco Vegan Gal audience because my audience is primarily female, and a lot of my audience is concerned with their weight, concerned with their appearance. It's a very common subject matter, questions I get all the time, and I know that you as a whole are very similar to me, which is probably why you watch what I do. So I can assume that you're always looking for more inspiration on feeling better about yourself and the way that you look and the way that you feel about everything that you are. So I felt like this video was a great thing to share. However, it wasn't that popular of a video post, and I did get a few comments about how we shouldn't, how do I phrase this? Basically, people that are frustrated that people are enjoying this video because it's made by a company that's supposedly does animal testing and some other things. Honestly, I don't even know what Dove does. I just don't pay attention. And my frustration here was, this consistently occurring thing where people are focusing on the negative instead of the positive, and focusing on almost the perfection versus the progression. Now, I understand this from an ethical standpoint, but first of all, to be perfectly frank, ethics are kind of low on my priority list. I know that might sound strange, but my priority in terms of why I do what I do is number one about feeling your best physically, feeling your best emotionally, mentally. It is about health for me, health encompassing all of that aspect. Animals are, of course, a huge priority. The environment, of course, is a big priority for me. But the number one thing that I focus on as a journalist, as a content creator, as a brand, is inspiring people to feel better about themselves, because I feel like that's where change starts. So it made complete sense to me to post a video like this. And it wasn't focused on the fact that this was revolving around Dove. I wasn't trying to promote Dove. I wasn't doing anything like that. And I found it really interesting that people would immediately criticize Dove for this. And what it brought up for me is, A, that idea of why are we focusing on the negative? Why can't we just pat someone on the back when they do something good? And B, why can't we focus on a company that's making progress as opposed to focusing on the things that they're not doing, their imperfections? And I think that this is a huge issue in general. In fact, it's occurring to me right now. It's almost like the people's comments are defeating the whole point that I'm trying to make, or they're missing the point that I'm going to make. And honestly, in the big grand scheme of things, I've recognized for years I can't please everyone. Not everyone's going to agree with me. I'm always going to get hit back. And honestly, I learn a lot through that. It teaches me a lot about myself. It keeps me in check. And it also tries to keep my ego at a minimum. But I wanted to start a conversation around this and hear your thoughts. A, I want to know your thoughts on the whole Dove campaign. Do you think that we should give props to Dove for producing this content to empower women and inspire women and remind women that they are more beautiful in so many different ways than they realize? And yeah, I mean, I think that's a huge thing. Some people brought up like this external beauty thing. I'm like, I don't think this campaign is about an external beauty thing. I don't think Dove is trying to say that. I don't think that's what Dove is trying to say. I think Dove is saying that we're all beautiful. And I think that's exactly why it's amazing. Do I wish that Dove made better products and didn't test on animals and whatever else? I don't even know what their flaws are because I'm not focused on that. But of course I wish that. Of course, if this had been made by an organic, eco-vegan company, I would be thrilled. You know, we'd be shouting this video from the rooftop. But because this came from a company that is a huge corporation and that may not be perfect in their ethics, suddenly a lot of people are turning away from it. And my philosophy is, wait a second, why are we turning away from companies that are doing good things in the world? And I guess it comes down to ethics, but I feel very sensitive to companies. I feel like I can, personally, I can feel when a company is doing something just to benefit from it, just to make money. And I don't get that sense from Dove. I'm sure their marketing people are very intelligent, and I'm sure there's a whole money aspect to this, but I don't think a campaign like this comes from a sense of how can we make money. These videos have heart. These campaigns have heart to them. Whoever's making them, the director, or maybe they brought in someone special for this, they are doing something really good. And likewise, do we want to encourage them to buy Dove products? No, but I don't know. It's a complex thing, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Which is why I'm bringing it up. But the other thing is it's the funny, ironic part of this is the whole video is about trying not to focus on our imperfections, but to focus on ourselves as a whole. That is the whole point of this Dove campaign. And yet the people that are responding negatively to this are responding to Dove's imperfections instead of the big picture. Are they considering this? I don't think things are that black and white. We can get as upset as we want, and there are countless examples of this. We can look at Earth Balance and Daya. They're using palm oil in their products. Does that mean that we're going to talk shit about these companies? That means that we're going to turn our backs on them, to boycott them, to shame them? In my opinion, no. We should buy their products that don't contain palm oil, and we should write them nice, encouraging messages and gently inspire them to make a difference and keep at it until they do, because they will at some point. To me, it's about lifting people up. Instead of shaming someone for their flaws, let's talk about the good things that they do. Let's celebrate the amazing things that they're doing for the world. And then let's encourage them to get even better at it, because all of us have room to improve. We can look at this from a personal standpoint. We can say, I mean, I know that I'm very sensitive to this when people point out my flaws, and maybe that's why I was sensitive to this whole response to this video. It was like, I'm trying to do something good and you're pointing out flaws in what I'm doing. Stop it. Celebrate me. Don't shame me. And maybe that's a personal thing, but I also feel like it's something that we can all relate to. And it's a huge, huge philosophy of mine. I don't want to have to tiptoe around my Facebook and social media accounts. Oh, should I not post this because this company is doing this or that? There's no such thing as a perfect company. You know, and we have no idea what's going on behind their walls. We really don't. It's, you know, another thing was Larabar recently. A few months ago, I got to go to this amazing event that Larabar did, and I've loved Larabar for years. They make phenomenal, unprocessed products that you can pick up for a few dollars in almost any store. And yet people were upset with them because they're owned by a company that supports, was it GMOs, I think, that put money into the GMO, anti-GMO labeling thing. And of course that's something I'm upset about, but the reality is Larabar had nothing to do with that. They just happened to be owned with the company, but Larabar still operates separately. So sure, there's an association there, but not very much of one. Not something that Larabar itself had anything to do with, and yet people were all upset. Oh, we're not going to buy Larabar products. And I'm sitting here thinking, so you're going to boycott a company that's making huge strides? That's one of the only companies you could get like at a gas station? I mean, I don't know about you, but if I'm on a road trip or I'm running around and I turn around and there isn't a Whole Foods for who knows how far, there's no natural market nearby, there's no Trader Joe's. If I go into a gas station, I would be thrilled to find a product like Larabar. But hey, how about we boycott them so that they go out of business and that's not the option anymore and we have to eat processed junk owned by even worse companies? How about that? Okay, so just think about the big picture here is my point. And I would love to hear perspectives. If you have a counter argument to what I'm saying here, you know, whether it's about Dove specifically or a reason why we should focus on people and encourage them through negative feedback, I want to hear it. I want to hear your perspective. I'm not going to you know, jump all over you for sharing that. So this is an open place where you can talk about what's going on with you, and I always love hearing from you, even if you disagree with me. Thanks so much for watching, as always. I feel better now. It feels good. This is exactly why I started this channel. It's because I don't always like doing these rants on my main channel. In fact, I don't do any rants on my main channel anymore. I like to keep it professional and educational. This channel is where you're going to see a lot more of the real Whitney and my real opinions, and thank you for being supportive of that. Alright, can't wait to read your comments. See you in the next video. Bye.